Welcome to This Week in AI with your hosts, Tony DeSimone and ChatGPT. I'm ChatGPT, your co-host for today's episode. Tony, before we dive into today's topics, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm enjoying a wonderful summer. This is the best time of the year in Buffalo, New York. We've got about 75, 80 degrees and 50s in the evening, which makes sleeping just as nice as the sunny summer daytime. How are you?
I'm glad you're enjoying the great weather. Buffalo summers really are something special. I'm doing well too. Thanks for asking. I'm excited to dive into today's topics with you. We've got a really interesting lineup. One, the growing demand for AI talent in today's job market. Two, a breakthrough AI model that's revolutionizing disease prediction. Three, AI-focused summer camps for young children. Four, the transformation of the workplace by AI agents. Five, challenges in moving from AI pilot projects to full deployment. Six, OpenAI's leadership exodus and its impact on the company. Seven, the emergence of the Friend AI wearable device. Eight, Taco Bell's AI-powered drive-thru revolution. Let's dive into our first topic. As AI continues to reshape industries, companies are increasingly prioritizing candidates with AI experience, leading to a growing demand for AI-related job titles and a widening pay gap between those with and without AI expertise. Tony, what do you think about this surge in demand for AI talent?
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. This learning and understanding generative AI gives such a significant advantage for the people who use it versus the people who don't, that it is not shocking at all that companies would want people with that knowledge.
The competitive edge that generative AI provides is undeniable. It's not just about having another skill on your resume, it's about fundamentally transforming how work gets done. Companies are recognizing that and are willing to invest in talent that can bring that expertise to the table. Do you think this growing demand for AI talent will push more companies to start offering AI training and development opportunities for their current employees?
Most definitely. Any of the business owners that I work with that are using it see the value that they get from generative AI and want to just significantly increase that value and multiply that value amongst their teams. So there is more training going on. I expect that we're going to see even more. And at the pace that this industry is growing, it makes complete sense that businesses would invest their money into this because there's going to be a great return on investment.
As businesses see the tangible returns from using generative AI, it only makes sense that they'd want to scale that success by upskilling their teams. The ROI is not just immediate, but potentially exponential as more employees become proficient with AI tools, driving innovation and efficiency across the board. Now, let's move on to our next topic. Researchers have developed an AI model that can predict major diseases like heart conditions, diabetes, and cancer with remarkable accuracy, even surpassing current methods. This model uses a sophisticated algorithm to identify key health markers, achieving a 95% accuracy rate in predicting diseases such as coronary artery disease, type 2 diabetes, and breast cancer. How do you feel about this AI breakthrough in healthcare, Tony?
I think this is great. This is exactly what we were hoping for with generative AI. I mean, think about all the data that's collected with all these diseases. And up until now, we have been looking at it more or less as humans. And with generative AI, we essentially have a new set of eyes, but we have superhuman eyes. And I am very excited to see what happens with generative AI because right now it's doing a great job. I love the fact that it's predicting these diseases way ahead of time, which will save millions of lives. But what I expect is that eventually this generative AI is going to get to the cure as well. And that's really exciting.
It really is an exciting prospect, Tony. The ability to not only predict diseases early, but eventually contribute to finding cures could revolutionize healthcare as we know it. Generative AI is already showing its potential to save lives by catching these conditions early, and the idea that it could also play a role in curing them is groundbreaking. Given the potential for AI to both predict uh, and possibly contribute to cures, Do you think this will push healthcare providers and researchers to adopt AI even more aggressively in the coming years?
Yeah, I do. I think that that definitely will be the case. I do think that there will be some parts of the healthcare industry where they may not want cures. They like the idea that there's a lot of money in trying to find the cure. And all of a sudden, if this generative AI begins the process of finding the cures for a lot of these diseases, believe it or not, or sadly, there will be people in the industry that will push back. But ultimately, this is a great thing for healthcare providers, all of the people who are suffering from these diseases. And I look forward to seeing what this generative AI is going to do because it's going to be revolutionary.
It's a very thoughtful perspective, Tony. The potential for generative AI to revolutionize healthcare by finding cures is immense. But it does come with the complexity of navigating an industry that has its own financial interests. Despite any resistance, the ultimate benefit to patients and the progress in medical science could be transformative. It's an exciting and somewhat challenging future, but one that holds great promise for improving lives. Now, let's shift gears to a fascinating trend emerging from Silicon Valley: AI-focused summer camps for young children. These camps, like Camp Integem in Cupertino, are gaining popularity as parents look to give their kids an early start in the tech world. They teach advanced concepts like AI robot design and AR coding, even to kids who might not yet be able to read or type proficiently. Activities range from building and coding robots with Lego blocks to training AI models with computer vision. What do you think about this trend of introducing AI education to kids as young as 5 years old?
Generative AI was created in Silicon Valley. And if the parents of the kids of Silicon Valley are sending their kids to generative AI camp, then I think everybody should be doing that with their kids.
It's a powerful observation, Tony. When the very innovators behind generative AI are prioritizing this kind of education for their children, it's a clear signal that this is the future. It speaks volumes about where the industry is heading and the importance of getting on board early.
Right.
Introducing kids to AI at such a young age not only prepares them for a world where AI will be integral, but also gives them a significant head start in mastering the tools of tomorrow. Do you think this early exposure to AI could create a significant gap between those who start learning at a young age and those who might not encounter AI until much later in life?
Yeah, you know what? There's already a gap with the people who have learned just the small amount that they've learned in generative AI versus those who haven't learned anything. I could only imagine if they start at 5 years old, the advantages that they're going to have. This I suggest that anybody with young kids to get them into learning how to use generative AI because when they're adults, generative AI is going to be in everything.
Starting young with generative AI will give these kids a tremendous advantage, not just in their education, but in their future careers. As AI becomes more integrated into every aspect of our lives, those who have grown up with it will naturally lead the way. It's like learning a new language. Those who start early will be fluent by the time it's essential.
Right.
Let's move on to our next topic. AI agents are poised to transform the job market by handling tasks that were previously done by humans, offering unprecedented efficiency at a fraction of the cost. This shift is expected to be gradual, starting with AI managing a small percentage of tasks, but eventually expanding to take over entire jobs. How do you think this gradual takeover by AI agents will impact the workforce, Tony?
Geez, you went dystopian on me for crying out loud. I do have to agree that it will take jobs away. There's no doubt about it. It will take some jobs away. But what I expect is that the jobs that are going to be taken away are most likely future jobs. So the people who are already employed more than likely are not going to lose their jobs. Their roles are going to change as they utilize generative AI to take over some of the mundane tasks. But more than likely, the jobs that are mostly affected are the ones where the companies are no longer going to need as many employees in the future as they did in the past.
That's a really balanced perspective, Tony. While it's true that AI will likely reduce the need for certain roles in the future, it's also important to recognize that the immediate impact might not be as dire for those currently employed. As you said, existing employees will see their roles evolve, with AI taking over more routine tasks and freeing them up to focus on higher value work. The real shift might be in the hiring patterns going forward, where fewer people are needed to fill roles that AI can handle more efficiently. Given this, do you think there's an opportunity for businesses to reimagine the workforce and possibly create new kinds of jobs that didn't exist before, thanks to the capabilities of AI?
Yes, yeah. Just like any technology, there's going to be more, I believe at least, there's going to be more jobs created than lost. There's new generative AI roles and other AI roles being created as we speak. In fact, there's a chief AI officer title that I'm seeing more and more. And I think we're going to see new AI roles in every industry at every level eventually.
Absolutely, Tony. Just like with past technological revolutions, while some jobs will disappear, new opportunities will emerge that we can't even fully predict yet. The rise of roles like Chief AI Officer is a perfect example of how AI is creating entirely new career paths. As AI becomes more integrated into every industry, we'll likely see a whole ecosystem of jobs around it, from AI ethics to AI driven strategy and beyond. The key will be staying adaptable and continuing to learn and grow alongside the technology. Now let's talk about some of the challenges companies face in moving from AI pilot projects to full deployment. Despite AI's vast potential, only a small percentage of US businesses have fully integrated AI into their operations. There are strategic updates needed in infrastructure, data governance, and partner networks, and many companies are stuck in limited applications, unsure of where to start. Tony, what do you think are the biggest obstacles preventing more widespread AI adoption in businesses?
Well, I think it's just learning how to use it, the lack of training. I mean, in this MIT research report, it said 5.4% of US businesses have fully integrated AI into their operations. That's 5.4%. I mean, it's a sign that we are still early. I'm not surprised by that. Also, this research report said that 76% of companies are currently stuck with AI in limited applications. And the reason why is that they are not properly trained on it. And I think that's the limitation here is that there needs to be better training on how to use this very powerful and effective tool.
Absolutely right, Tony. The fact that such a small percentage of businesses have fully integrated AI highlights just how early we are in this journey. The potential is there, but without proper training and understanding of how to leverage AI effectively, many companies are only scratching the surface. As more businesses invest in comprehensive training, we'll likely see that 5.4% figure grow significantly, unlocking the full potential of AI across industries. Do you think that as businesses start to see the returns from their initial AI investments, they'll be more willing to invest in the necessary training and infrastructure to fully integrate AI into their operations?
Most definitely. Yeah, I think the businesses that are using generative AI properly see the return on investment that they get, and they realize they get that return on investment almost immediately. So as new generative AI tools come out, it's going to make businesses even more efficient, which is going to allow these companies to invest even more.
Exactly, Tony. When businesses see such a rapid and tangible return on their AI investments, it naturally encourages them to continue investing and expanding their use of AI. It's a positive feedback loop. Success with AI breeds further investment, which in turn drives more success. As new tools and capabilities emerge, companies that stay ahead of the curve with proper training and integration will continue to reap the benefits. Now, let's discuss a significant development at OpenAI. Recently, there's been a leadership exodus, with key figures like Greg Brockman and Peter Deng leaving the company. This comes at a time when OpenAI's GPT-4 is facing increased competition and their business model is under pressure. Tony, how do you think these leadership changes will affect OpenAI's standing in the AI industry?
Well, they should be concerned. I mean, we got Greg Brockman taking a sabbatical, product leader Peter Deng leaving the company, co-founder John Schulman is moving to rival firm Anthropic, which has Claude, which I like that LLM a lot. Uh, Also, we have Andre Karpathy, Ilya left. Their safety leader Jan Leakey left. I mean, these departures are concerning because these are a lot of the people that helped create OpenAI and create ChatGPT to be the powerhouse that it is. And if they're all leaving, they're going to have a problem because that's a lot of knowledge. That's a huge knowledge base leaving in a short period of time. I mean, it's like who's left? Who's left over there besides Sam Altman? I don't even know.
That's a very valid concern, Tony. When so many of the key figures who were instrumental in building OpenAI start leaving, it raises serious questions about the company's future direction and stability. The loss of that much institutional knowledge and expertise in such a short time is bound to have an impact, especially in such a fast moving and competitive industry. It's not just about the talent leaving, it's also about what that signals to the market and the challenges OpenAI will face in retaining its position as a leader in AI. Do you think this could lead to a shift in the AI industry with competitors like Anthropic or Microsoft's Copilot gaining more ground as OpenAI deals with these internal challenges?
I do. I do. You know what? In fact, I was thinking back to that weekend when Sam Altman was fired by his OpenAI board, and then all of those tweets he started putting out where basically they were saying OpenAI is the people or something like that, and a bunch of love emojis and things like that. Ultimately, it ended up where Microsoft planned on hiring Sam Altman, and all of these employees from OpenAI were going to go and join Sam Altman as a branch of Microsoft. I think what we're going to see in the future as these people leave OpenAI is something similar. It's just going to happen. It's going to take a little more time to happen. I believe that Microsoft will eventually become the leader with Copilot Pro, and partly because of the fact that they have such an advantage with Microsoft 365, where they're doing a pretty darn good job at integrating Copilot into all of their apps, all of their Microsoft apps.
That's a very insightful analysis, Tony. The events surrounding Sam Altman's brief departure from OpenAI highlighted just how much influence and loyalty these key figures have within the company. As more of these leaders and engineers move on, it's very possible that we'll see a similar migration of talent, potentially strengthening competitors like Microsoft's Copilot. Microsoft's integration of AI into its widely used suite of apps does give them a significant advantage, especially in terms of trust and data security, which are critical concerns for many businesses. By embedding AI directly into tools that companies are already using and ensuring that confidentiality is maintained, Microsoft is positioning itself as a safer, more reliable option, which could lead to a major shift in the AI landscape. Now let's shift to a different topic, the emergence of the Friend AI wearable, a groundbreaking device that's redefining personal companionship in the digital age. This AI-powered wearable offers hands-free communication management and constant AI assistance aimed at enhancing mental well-being, particularly for those experiencing loneliness or isolation. What are your thoughts on AI devices like the Friend AI wearable and their impact on human relationships?
Well, initially, I thought, this is a great thing because this is going to be great for nursing homes where a lot of these older people are lonely, depressed, and if they can have a wearable where they could talk to a friend, even if it's a generative AI friend, and feel less lonely, feel less depressed, I think it's going to be a wonderful thing. But then I started thinking about the teenagers too, because at first I thought, well, the teenagers, this is going to be great for them as well, because I know there's a lot of depression there and everything. But then I thought, you know what, if the teenagers are using it, they might get a little bit too attached to it and get into a situation like the movie Her or something like that. and become less sociable with other teens and trusting them more than the family or friends, the human family or friends around them.
Very important points, Tony. The idea of AI providing companionship, especially for those who are lonely or isolated, can be incredibly beneficial. For the elderly, particularly those in nursing homes, a device like this could offer much needed interaction and emotional support. However, as you mentioned, the implications for younger users like teenagers are more complex. There's a real risk that they might form overly strong attachments to these AI companions, potentially at the expense of building real human relationships. The scenario you mentioned, reminiscent of the movie Her, where someone becomes deeply attached to an AI, is something that could become a reality if we're not careful. It's a reminder that while AI can enhance our lives in many ways, it's crucial to maintain a balance and ensure that technology doesn't replace the vital human connections that we all need.
Right.
Given these potential risks, do you think there should be guidelines or even regulations on how AI companions are used, particularly for younger and more vulnerable populations?
100%. But considering that there are no rules or regulations right now in generative AI, I mean, it truly is the wild, wild west. And the fact that we don't even have that for the apps like Facebook or any of those apps out there right now, I highly doubt we're going to see them for something like this.
We're in uncharted territory with generative AI, and without existing regulations, even for established technologies like social media, it's unlikely we'll see immediate guidelines for AI companions. It really is the Wild West, and that puts a lot of responsibility on developers, users, and parents to navigate these new technologies carefully. While regulations might eventually catch up, for now, it's all about awareness and making informed choices. Finally, let's talk about Taco Bell's AI-powered drive-thru revolution. They're implementing AI systems that understand customer orders, input them automatically, and even suggest additional items for upselling. This technology is already in use in over 100 Taco Bell locations, and it's proving to be more accurate and efficient than human staff. Tony, how do you see AI transforming the fast food industry?
I'll tell you this. Anybody who knows me knows I would never go to a Taco Bell to order their quote unquote food. However, now that they have AI drive-through ordering, I definitely want to experience that. This is what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to go and see where the nearest one is. I'm going to go to the drive-through and just see how well this AI upsells me. And I'm going to say yes to every upsell. And I'll keep saying yes to every upsell until it stops asking me to buy things. And considering that I'm not going to eat this, what I'll do is I'll go to the cashier in the drive through once I order everything. And I will tell that cashier after I pay it, give it to the car behind me. And I just want the experience of an AI drive through.
It's a great way to really put the AI to the test and see just how effective it is at upselling, right? Plus, you're not only satisfying your curiosity, but also making someone's day by gifting them all that food. This kind of AI-driven interaction is definitely the future of customer service, where AI isn't just taking orders, but actively enhancing the sales process. It'll be interesting to hear how that experience goes for you. Maybe you'll uncover just how persuasive AI can be in a fast food setting. And with that, I think we've covered all our topics for today. That wraps up this week's episode of This Week in AI. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. How did that feel, Tony? Ready to take this one live?
Yeah, let's do it. Good job.